Today here to talk about the Brazil situation, about the economic situation and the economic of the job market and the life in Brazil. Brazil is the one of the biggest economies in the world. I think that is now the 10th or the 11th. Is a huge economy with $2 trillion, 2 trillions and $100 million of GDP. The GDP per capita is $10,000, and it's a big economy. It's the biggest economy in South America, and it has many things that it is great. It is the best in the world. Is the biggest producer of coffee for the last 150 years. Is the biggest producer of oranges in the entire world. Is the biggest producer of I think soy. Biggest producer of many things. We have Embraer, that it's the 30 biggest aircraft company in the world. I think that it's Embraer. We have the biggest city in the entire America, São Paulo, has 12 million inhabitants, and the greater São Paulo has 22 million. São Paulo is huge. We have a lot of things. And even the economy being a huge economy, like Canada and Brazil, they have almost the same GDP. The GDP of Canada is the same, or it's a little bit higher or low. It depends on the time, but sometimes the GDP is higher, sometimes it's low than Canada. But Canada is much better as Brazil. It's more developed, it's better, it's more safer, it's people, they have better lives in Canada. And why? The GDP per capita of Canada, I think that is $40,000. Brazil is 4 times lower, just $10,000. The much riches in Brazil, they have 40% of the money, of Brazil's money. I think that the Brazil's problem that we have is that the money it's concentrated in the riches and not in everyone. We have tax, like Lula is making more tax, and we already have a lot of taxes. I think that it's the country with one of the countries that has most tax in the entire world. Here you pay tax for everything. Everything you will pay taxes here, and it doesn't give us back like in Canada, in Denmark, in Europe. You pay taxes, but you have back. You have infrastructure, healthcare, good education. You have safety. The country is safe. You have your money back. Public transportation, everything. But in Brazil we don't have it. Our money is going to Brasilia is going to the politicians and stay there. It doesn't come back for us. The Brazilian judiciary is, I think, that the most expensive in the entire world and one of the worst in the world. The politicians, they make a lot of money, they earn a lot of money, and they don't give it back for us. We don't have good infrastructure, we don't have public education, we don't have good healthcare, we don't have a safer country, we don't have these things that we don't have good public transportation, like really good infrastructure, just in São Paulo, but I think that in the rest of Brazil we don't have. The infrastructure in Brazil, it takes a lot of time, like the train that Dilma, one of the Brazil's president, 12 years ago, promised that she would build a train that would connect the airport, and she promised a line of train, and this line that she promised 12 years ago, it's going to be ready next year, in the March of 2026. 12 years to make it happen. The thing that it doesn't is like a huge thing, it's like a normal line for the train. And if you see like the foresight of the next train lines in São Paulo, it's like 2030, 2040, 2050. It takes a lot of time, and if you would be like, okay, it's a really huge infrastructure, a really huge thing, okay, but I think that it does not. It's like a normal line of the train. In Brazil, we don't have electric. We don't have so much electric cars. The buses, they are not electric because we don't have good infrastructure. We don't have the money back to the government. We have it difficult to start companies, to create business, because it's very bureaucratic, it's very expensive, many taxes, like a lot of taxes, a lot of you don't know how much taxes you need to pay. You need to pay a lot of contability, to pay for contability, a lot of your money, because to pay taxes is difficult, and it's a lot of taxes. You will spend so much money in contability that you can't invest in your business, and you will pay taxes, more taxes that you can't invest, and it doesn't come back, and it's really difficult. And the things, they are not getting better. Like the things that I heard in Brazil is that the things is just becoming worse. The Código-fonte is one of the Brazil's biggest channels about programming, about coding, and it does a search every year talking about the Brazilian market of software engineering, coding, these things. And the wages, the salaries, they don't grow. They just stay the same or go toward or go down. They just go down and stay the same. Generally, they don't grow, and if you grow, is not enough to come with the inflation. Because in Brazil we have a lot of inflation. It's better now. In the past was much worse, but I think that in the past years we have 10% of inflation in a year. I think that the average of Brazil's inflation is 8% in a year. And if the salary stay the same and the inflation grow 8%, you are losing money. Your salary stay the same, but the inflation is eating your money. Your salary needed to grow at least to come with the inflation, but it doesn't happen. And if you would stay the same, would be better. But generally, it is becoming lower, and it doesn't have any perspective to become better. I don't heard about the things they will become better, the situation will improve. No, like your government is just raising taxes, the Selic taxes that are our international interest taxes is in almost 15%. Who will start a business with a interest tax of almost 15%? You don't have any motivation to do it, because how you will do it? How will you do it? You will spend your money if you can just lend your money to the government and receive 1% per month in the beach without do nothing. It kills the business. It like now I'm using Instagram. They just I think that consuming Instagram is a bad thing, but I will talk about what I think. I think just bad things about Brazil. Like in this current government, the companies, we don't have for the last like 10 years that so much companies bankruptcy. I think that in the past year 2,200 companies went on bankruptcy, and it is just growing. In the past government, this data was better, but I don't sure about the data, but I think so. I think that's true. And the companies, they are going to bankruptcy. The taxes, they are very high. I think that Brazil has one of the biggest taxes in the world, and we don't have it back. We don't have the money back to us. The states, like if you are São Paulo, that produces almost everything in Brazil, the biggest, the most developed state in Brazil, it just send the money to Brasilia to divide into all Brazil's states. The money that we produce here is going to Brasilia, and it doesn't come back for São Paulo. It just is divided into all states that they don't make as much money as São Paulo, and São Paulo needed to divide this money. Also, Brazil has the most expensive AirPods in the entire world. The AirPods in Brazil, in United States, it's like $559, and here is 100. It's no $1,150 because of taxes. In the Philippines, it's like $589. In New Zealand, it's like $600. But here, because in Brazil, you can't import things. Everything that you will import, like I will buy a thing that was produced in the United States or in any other country and bring it to Brazil, it's very expensive. We just can buy things that they are produced here in Brazil, or do something that I don't know, but generally in Brazil import things, it's very expensive. Then we can't import things. That's one of the reasons that Brazil doesn't have almost any Tesla, because it's just for the riches. Cars in Brazil, half of the price of the car, it's taxes, and in Brazil, the cars, it's very expensive. Buy a car, it's becoming a luxury item, and the things don't have a perspective to improve. The things that we heard, it's that we need to work more, receive less. The things they are getting worse, a lot of taxes. Then, and the Brazil has a lower fertility index. It's not so attractive to immigrants. The things in Brazil, they are just getting worse. I hope that it becomes better. I'm studying about this situation, I think, but I think that I should focus more in my life instead of Brazil situation. But I can't stop to notice these things, because it's the place that I have been living my entire life, and it's the place that I'm living now. Then I'm in this environment, hearing these things, and then thinking about the situation. It's not a good vibes video saying good things. I would like to say good things about Brazil, that it's a really developed country, that we have lower taxes, that we can do everything, that it's a developed economy, one of the biggest in the world, it's safer, but it is not. It is what it is. I hope you liked it. Thank you for the attention. Bye.